To those who seek mastery over themselves, you stand at the threshold of a great undertaking, the fortification of your mind, the sharpening of your will, the tempering of your soul against the trials of existence. This is not a book of idle musings. The Invincible Mind, the path to Stoic fortitude, is a guide forged in the spirit of the ancients, rooted not in theory, but in practice, in discipline, in the unshakable resolve needed to walk the Stoic path. The storms of life will rage, fortune will shift without warning, but there is one stronghold no force can breach: your mind. You cannot command the winds, nor halt the tide, but you can govern yourself. You can meet adversity with steadfastness, loss with dignity, and success with humility. Every chapter here is a hammer blow against weakness, a chisel stroke shaping the raw marble of your potential. Hardship is not to be feared but welcomed, for it is the fire that tempers us. Discipline, resilience, patience, self-mastery, these are not lofty ideals but the very steel from which greatness is forged. I, the Stoic freeman, have written and narrated this book first and foremost for myself, and I hope it provides just as much value to you, dear listener, as a fellow traveler on this path, a path not walked once, but every day anew. So listen well, commit fully. This is not a book to skim, but a manual to absorb, contemplate, live. If you reach the final chapter unchanged, read again, for the fault lies not in the words, but in their reception. And if these teachings resonate, let the journey continue. Share your reflections in the comments, that we may grow together. Subscribe, not for vanity, but to arm yourself with future wisdom. Like this work, so that others may find the path as you have. The time has come. Strengthen your mind, harden your will, and step forth, not as one tossed by fate, but as one who shapes it. Now let us begin. Chapter 1. Forge the Mind, Forge the Man. Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Marcus Aurelius. Your mind is the architect of your fate. Every action, every reaction, every triumph or failure, it all begins in thought. If your mind is filled with doubt, self-pity and hesitation, then your path will be littered with barriers of your own making. But if you master your thoughts, you master your life. Consider this. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't," you issue a command, and your body obeys. Your energy follows the orders of your mind. Doubt once, and you weaken your stride. Fear once, and you shrink from opportunity. Over time, this repetition carves a pattern, a cycle of defeat. You must break it. Speak to yourself as a ruler would to his people, with strength, with certainty. Replace every whisper of weakness with words of power. Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," say, "I am learning, I am growing, I am improving." These words are not mere sounds. They are instructions, signals to your subconscious, forging the unshakable mindset of a warrior. But words alone are not enough. You must train your mind to seek strength, not excuses. Gratitude is your weapon. A mind that sees its fortune, no matter how small, is a mind that cannot be defeated. Acknowledge your victories, however minor. The mere fact that you draw breath is proof that you have the power to endure. Recognize this, and your spirit will rise where others falter. Yet, even the strongest mind is poisoned by false beliefs. The whispers that tell you, "You're not enough, you'll never succeed, you're too weak." Ask yourself, who planted these thoughts? Are they truth, or are they remnants of fear? Test them as a general tests his defenses. Find their weakness and crush them. When a voice tells you, "You can't," answer with, "Watch me." Your mind is your battlefield, and every thought is either a weapon or a chain. The choice is yours. Do you wield your mind to forge strength, or do you let it shackle you? The disciplined mind sees failure as a lesson, hardship as training, and resistance as an invitation to grow. Every moment you spend mastering your thoughts, you fortify the foundation of an indomitable spirit. None of this is easy, and that is precisely why it is necessary. Greatness is not given, it is forged. To reshape your mind is to reshape your fate. Thought by thought, action by action, you command your own destiny. Master your mind and the world will follow. Chapter 2. The unyielding faith in oneself. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Marcus Aurelius. There is no power greater than the one you forge within. The world will try to break you, to make you doubt, to whisper in your ear that you are not enough. Ignore it. Train your mind to be unshakable, for belief in yourself is not given. It is earned, built brick by brick through discipline and defiance. Do not wait for confidence to appear. It will not. It is summoned by action, sharpened through struggle. Every time you hesitate, every time you allow doubt to creep in, you hand over your power. Seize it back. Banish weak words from your mind. I can't. I'm not good enough. These are chains, and you are not meant to be bound. Look to your past. Recall the moments you conquered, the times you stood tall when everything tried to pull you down. Write them down. Let them be your proof, your evidence that you are more than capable. Small victories compound into unstoppable momentum. Celebrate them, for they are not insignificant. They are the foundation of your confidence. Stop seeking permission to believe in yourself. Do not beg for validation from the world, for it is fickle and fleeting. You are enough as you are right now. Strength does not come from applause, but from the quiet certainty that you possess everything necessary to prevail. Those who rely on the approval of others are like leaves in the wind, tossed, directionless. Root yourself in your own worth. Failure is not an indictment of your ability. It is the universe's way of sharpening you, refining you. The weak flee from failure, the strong stare it down and extract its lessons. When you fall, do not wallow. Rise and ask, "What did this teach me?" Then move forward, fiercer than before. The obstacle is not in your way, it is the way. Beware the company you keep. Some will lift you higher, others will drag you into their own pit of self-doubt. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, who see your potential even when you don't. Let go of those who diminish your fire. Misery loves company, but you were not born to be miserable. This is a battle that never ends, and that is a gift. Growth is not a destination, but a lifelong sharpening of the mind and spirit. As you strengthen this belief, you will notice something shift. Challenges lose their power over you. Fear loosens its grip. Opportunities no longer seem out of reach. They are yours for the taking. Stand firm, walk forward, be unshakable. Chapter 3. The Alchemy of Adversity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. You will face trials. That is the price of existence. But do not be deceived. Adversity is not your enemy. It is your greatest instructor. Weak minds shrink before hardship, but the strong seize it, shape it, and forge themselves anew. You are not defined by what befalls you, but by how you rise in its wake. When misfortune strikes, resist the instinct to surrender. Negativity is but a passing shadow, not the architect of your fate. Examine it, dissect it. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does it reflect reality or merely my fear? More often than not, the mind fabricates obstacles where none exist. Do not believe every whisper of doubt. Challenge it, master it. Shift your sight. Every struggle contains a lesson. Every setback conceals a tool for your ascent. Failure is a brutal but honest teacher. Heed its wisdom. Did you stumble? Good. Now you know where the cracks in your foundation lie. Did you face resistance? Then you have discovered the strength you must develop. View difficulty not as misfortune, but as the fire that tempers your steel. Gratitude is your weapon against despair. Even in darkness, there is light to be found. The opportunity to learn, a loyal ally at your side, the sheer will to continue. Fix your gaze on these, and negativity will find no soil in which to take root. Train your mind to seek what is strong, not what is broken. See yourself victorious. When obstacles rise before you, close your eyes and envision yourself breaking through. Stand within your own success before it is realized. The mind follows where belief leads. If you accept defeat before the battle has begun, you have already lost. If you see yourself unshaken, unyielding, you will become so. Do not mistake this for blind optimism. You will falter. You will feel pain. But you are not here to be coddled by comfort. You are here to overcome. A mind trained to see growth in hardship cannot be broken. Each difficulty you endure refines you. Each scar is a mark of wisdom earned. Each challenge is a stepping stone to your most formidable self. You hold the power to decide what your struggles mean. Will you let them bury you, or will you use them to rise? The choice is yours, but know this: those who conquer themselves conquer the world. Chapter 4. The Iron Will, Mastering Discipline. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. There will be days when you don't feel like doing what must be done. Days when comfort tempts you, when distractions whisper, and your own mind becomes the enemy. But discipline is the blade that cuts through weakness. Master it and you master yourself. Neglect it and you will forever be at the mercy of fleeting emotions. Every great achievement stands on the bedrock of discipline. It is not talent, luck, or fleeting motivation that builds empires, sculpts great minds, or forges warriors. It is the ability to act, not when it is convenient, but when it is necessary. First, you must decide what you truly seek. Vague desires lead nowhere. Fix your aim with precision. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? Why does it matter? A weak why crumbles at the first obstacle. A strong why keeps you moving when every fiber of your being begs you to quit. Break the mountain before you into stones. A goal too large breeds paralysis. Slice it into daily battles, small victories that stack upon each other. Want to master a skill? Devote an hour each day. Wish to build a fortress of strength? Begin with a single workout. Write a book? Craft 300 words. Tiny actions compound into unstoppable momentum. Rely not on willpower. It is a fickle friend. Build ironclad routines. Make your pursuits non-negotiable, as unshakable as the rising sun. A man who waits for motivation will forever wait. A man who moves regardless of feeling bends the world to his will. If you train at dawn, train at dawn. If you write at night, write at night. No bargains, no excuses. Your environment shapes you. Master it. The undisciplined man surrounds himself with temptations and wonders why he fails. The disciplined man removes obstacles before they arise. If you seek clarity, cut distractions. If you seek strength, rid your home of weakness. Control your space, and you will control yourself. Pain will whisper that it is easier to quit, but those who surrender to ease become prisoners of regret. The undisciplined man eats today's pleasure and starves tomorrow. The disciplined man endures today's hardship and feasts for a lifetime. When you falter, remind yourself of what is at stake. A single missed workout seems small until it becomes a habit. A single moment of indulgence appears harmless until it breeds a life of mediocrity. Choose wisely. Discipline is not punishment. It is liberation. It is the key that unlocks your potential. Reward yourself not with vice, but with acknowledgement of progress. Let each step forward fuel the next. Recognize that discipline is not perfection. You will stumble. You will fail. But failure is not the end. It is the forge in which resilience is crafted. Rise each day and command yourself. No hesitation, no doubt. Take control, for no one will do it for you. Master your discipline and you will master your life. Chapter 5. The Indomitable Spirit. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. Life does not break the strong, it refines them. Hardship is not an enemy, but a sculptor, carving away weakness, forging resilience. The unshakable mind does not beg for ease. It rises, unyielding against every storm. If you would be powerful, if you would master yourself, you must first learn this. Suffering is the fire that tempers iron into steel. When adversity strikes, do not cower. Do not whimper. Stand firm. Ask not, "Why is this happening to me?" but rather, "What can I learn?" Every trial is a lesson in disguise, every obstacle a test of your endurance. Those who collapse under pressure remain forever weak. Those who embrace hardship as a teacher grow stronger with every blow. To master resilience, you must know yourself as a warrior knows his armor. Understand your triggers, your fears, your limits, and then push beyond them. Weakness festers in the shadows of ignorance. Strength is born in self-awareness. Observe your mind as you would an enemy's strategy. Where does it falter? Where does it resist? Only by knowing yourself can you command yourself. No man is an island. Even the strongest armies rely on their ranks. Surround yourself with those who elevate you, those who challenge you, those who will not let you falter. Seek counsel from the wise, support from the steadfast. To suffer alone is to invite defeat. To stand among allies is to become unbreakable. Choose your company well, for they will either fortify you or weaken you. Strength is not just of the mind, but of the body. A mind burdened by fatigue, poisoned by neglect, cannot endure. Treat your body as the vessel of your will. Fuel it well, train it hard, allow it rest when needed. The disciplined body supports the disciplined mind. Sleep, nourishment, movement, these are not luxuries, they are necessities. And when the world bears down upon you, when the weight of it all threatens to crush you, do not retreat. Breathe deeply, fully. Control your breath, and you control your mind. Master stillness, and you master chaos. Meditation, reflection, solitude, these are not signs of weakness, but of ultimate strength. A man who commands his own thoughts commands the universe. Failure, it is nothing but a stepping stone. Those who fear failure remain shackled to mediocrity. The strong do not see failure as an end, but as instruction. Each misstep, each loss, is fuel for greater triumph. The only true failure is to abandon the fight. Learn, adapt, rise, again, and again, and again. Your outlook is the fortress of your mind. If you focus only on what is lacking, you will forever be in deficit. If you train yourself to seek the lesson, the opportunity, the victory within the struggle, you will become limitless. Gratitude is not a weakness, it is a weapon. The man who can find light in darkness is the man who cannot be broken. Do not seek an easy life. Seek a resilient spirit. Life will not spare you from suffering, but it will grant you the choice. Will you be crushed beneath its weight, or will you use it to rise? The weak break, the strong endure, the wise thrive. You are not here to merely survive, you are here to conquer. Chapter 6. The Mastery of the Self. He who has power over himself has power over everything. Seneca. Do not be ruled by what flickers and fades. Emotions are fleeting, yet their power over the undisciplined mind is immense. If you allow them to steer your course, they will lead you into chaos, impulsivity, regret, and weakness. But if you learn to master them, they become your servants rather than your masters. True strength lies not in suppressing emotion, but in wielding it with precision, ensuring that every response is deliberate, measured, and aligned with reason. Begin with awareness. Know yourself as a general knows his battlefield. In every moment ask, what do I feel? Why do I feel this? Do not turn away from the answer. Instead, scrutinize it as a philosopher dissects a question. Keep a record of your emotions, as a scribe keeps account of victories and defeats. Over time, patterns will emerge. Triggers that once controlled you will become signals you command. The mind must be trained to pause, react not in haste, but with intent. A sharp tongue, an impulsive hand, these are the weapons of the undisciplined. Instead, practice stillness. Breathe, observe. Create distance between emotion and action, between impulse and decision. The wise man does not allow anger to speak for him, nor fear to dictate his steps. When anger stirs, do not let it fester. Release it into action, but action that serves you. Strengthen the body, forge the mind, build rather than destroy. Write, walk, speak with one whose wisdom tempers your own. And when fear grips you, confront it as a warrior faces his enemy, directly, without retreat. Fear thrives in avoidance. It withers under scrutiny. Reframe your suffering. The world itself is indifferent. Only your perception defines a moment as victory or failure. If you see hardship as defeat, it will break you. But if you see it as training, as a test of your discipline, then every hardship sharpens you. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? The weak curse their misfortunes. The strong transform them into fuel. Resist the urge for immediate satisfaction. The fool lunges at pleasure and recoils from pain. The wise endure discomfort today for strength tomorrow. Mastery comes not from indulgence, but from control. Control over your actions, your words, your impulses. When you feel the pull of emotion, do not act. Step back, breathe, decide with clarity. Fill your mind with that which strengthens you. Seek joy not in fleeting pleasures, but in gratitude, in creation, in discipline. Surround yourself with those who elevate, not those who drain. Choose your company wisely, for their influence is the tide that shapes your shore. And when you must speak, speak with precision. Let not anger twist your words into weapons. Say only what must be said, and say it with purpose. The tongue, like the sword, must be wielded with skill, lest it cut where it should protect. Do not mistake control for suppression. To master emotion is not to extinguish it, but to use it as a tool, a guide rather than a tyrant. You will falter, that is certain. But the measure of mastery is not perfection, it is persistence. Return, always, to discipline, to reason, to the practice of control. In time, you will move through the storms of life with clarity, calmness, and power. To rule your emotions is to rule yourself, and to rule yourself is to be unconquerable. Chapter 7. The Path of the Unstoppable. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. The weak are ruled by whims. The strong are ruled by discipline. The difference between a wasted life and an extraordinary one is the ability to command yourself, to act with intention, to push forward when others falter, to become relentless in pursuit of what truly matters. The world bends for the unshakable, those who refuse to be swayed by fleeting impulses. If you would master your fate, discipline must become your law. First, know what you seek. A man without a direction is a ship without a rudder, adrift, helpless against the tides. Define your purpose with clarity. Do not settle for vague desires. Be precise, be ruthless. Write it down, etch it into your mind. Ask yourself, what do I demand from life, and why does it matter? The strength of your discipline is born from the weight of your reasons. A weak why crumbles under pressure. A strong why burns through every obstacle. Structure your days as a craftsman builds a monument. Deliberate, unwavering. Routine is the crucible in which great lives are forged. Those who rely on fleeting motivation are slaves to their own moods, forever at the mercy of chaos. The disciplined mind does not negotiate with itself. Set a schedule that aligns with your purpose. Make your priorities non-negotiable. If it must be done, it will be done. No excuses, no exceptions. Eliminate what weakens you. The mind is a battlefield, and distractions are the enemy. The world is littered with thieves of attention. Social media, mindless entertainment, trivial conversations. If you do not guard your focus, it will be stolen. Identify the poisons that drain your time and cut them out with precision. Your energy is finite. Waste it on the trivial, and you will have nothing left for the vital. Every moment lost to distractions is a step away from mastery. Hold yourself accountable. A man who does not answer to himself is doomed to mediocrity. Share your goals with those who will challenge you or become your own judge. Keep a record of your actions. Did you move forward today? Did you honor your commitments? Reflect with brutal honesty. Weakness festers in those who refuse to confront it. The disciplined man does not flinch at his own reflection. He demands progress and accepts nothing less. Master the art of sacrifice. The undisciplined seek pleasure now and suffer later. The disciplined endure now and prosper forever. When the choice is between temporary comfort and permanent greatness, the answer is clear. Learn to delay gratification. Every indulgence denied is a victory. Every hardship endured is a step closer to the unshakable self. The pain of discipline is fleeting. The pain of regret is eternal. Yet discipline is not the enemy of joy. It is its architect. The undisciplined chase happiness and never catch it. The disciplined build a life where joy is inevitable. Rest is not weakness, it is fuel. Recovery is not retreat, it is strategy. Balance is not surrender, it is wisdom. Burnout serves no one. Treat your body and mind with care, for they are the instruments of your will. Strength is sustained through resilience, not recklessness. You will stumble. Even the strongest falter. But the disciplined rise faster. A failure means nothing unless you let it define you. When you fall, do not wallow. Examine, learn, adjust. Then continue forward with greater resolve. The only true defeat is surrender. Do not wait for motivation. Do not seek permission. Do not rely on fleeting inspiration. Act, move, build. A life ruled by discipline is a life ruled by choice. And when you command yourself fully, you become unstoppable. Chapter 8. Taming the Inner Storm. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea still falls around it. Marcus Aurelius. Life will test you. It will push, pull, and demand more than you think you can handle. Stress is not the enemy. It is merely the weight placed upon you to forge something greater. The weak let it crush them. The strong learn to carry it. And the wise, they shape it to their advantage. When pressure mounts, do not recoil. Instead, identify the battlefield. What stirs unease within you? A deadline you refuse to face. A conversation left unsaid. A storm of small worries gathering into something larger. Clarity is the first step to mastery. Name the adversary, and it begins to lose its hold. If the task ahead seems insurmountable, break it. No mountain is climbed in a single step. No war is won in a single strike. Divide the overwhelming into the manageable. Focus on the next move, not the entire campaign. With each step forward, the burden shrinks. The mind and body are instruments. Tune them. When stress grips you, your breath is the first to betray you. Shallow, rushed, frenzied. Take it back. Inhale deeply. 4 seconds. Hold. 4 seconds. Release. 6 seconds. Repeat. You are not at war. You are in control. Command your body, and your mind will follow. Neglect yourself, and you invite defeat. The body is a war machine. It requires maintenance. When hardship strikes, do not abandon the things that sustain you. Walk, read, meditate, move. Let laughter and companionship remind you that you do not bear this weight alone. Exercise is not vanity. It is a weapon against weakness. Endorphins are your army. Summon them. Fortify your ranks. Isolation is the ally of despair. Speak with those who sharpen your mind, strengthen your resolve, and remind you of who you are. A burden shared is a burden halved if the weight becomes too great. Seek a guide, one who has walked this path before. There is no shame in seeking wisdom. The only shame is in refusing it. Guard your time as a king guards his throne. Do not waste it on obligations that serve no purpose. Say no without guilt. Prioritize with discipline. A scattered mind is a weak mind, and weakness breeds stress. Control your schedule, and you control your peace. Not all battles are yours to fight. Some storms must be endured, not conquered. Resistance to the uncontrollable is a fool's war. Adapt, accept, move forward. You will not always be able to dictate the events of your life, but you will always command your response. Perfection is an illusion. Release it. Instead, focus on mastery, resilience, and presence. When the weight feels unbearable, shift your gaze. Amidst chaos, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude is the great equalizer. It reminds you of what is right, even when surrounded by what is wrong. Hold on to it as a weapon against despair. Rest is not surrender. It is strategy. A mind deprived of recovery is a mind that falters. Sleep is not weakness. It is preparation. A warrior does not fight every hour of every day. He knows when to step back, regroup, and return stronger. Listen to your body. Give it what it needs. Master stress, and you master yourself. It is not here to destroy you. It is here to forge you. Let it make you stronger, sharper, and more resilient. Those who crumble beneath its weight will be forgotten. Those who rise above it will endure. The choice is yours. Chapter 9. The Art of Falling Forward. A setback has often cleared the way for greater prosperity. Many things have fallen only to rise to more exalted heights. Seneca. You will fall, that is certain. The world does not ask for your permission before it strikes. But the question is not whether you will stumble, it is whether you will rise. A weak mind recoils at failure, fearing it as a sign of inadequacy. But the strong mind recognizes failure for what it truly is, a lesson wrapped in discomfort. A blueprint for mastery, a necessary toll on the road to greatness. There is no progress without hardship, no wisdom without error. The path forward is paved with stumbles, yet each misstep carries the seed of resilience, if you have the will to nurture it. To master failure, first strip it of its disguise. Society whispers that failure is the mark of the unworthy. This is a lie. Failure is neither a condemnation nor a final verdict. It is an invitation to sharpen, to adapt, to transcend. Every empire was built on ruins. Every legend was first a novice. To fear failure is to fear your own evolution. Instead, stand firm. Face it with the eyes of a warrior, not a victim. When failure strikes, ask, what truth does this reveal? What weakness does this expose? What strength must I now cultivate? The mind is your battlefield. Let go of the illusion of perfection. It is a phantom that drains your will, a mirage that keeps you stagnant. To chase perfection is to chain yourself to inaction, forever waiting for an ideal that will never come. Instead, pursue progress. Measure yourself not by where you have fallen, but by how many times you have risen. There will be moments when doubt seeps in, whispering that you are unworthy, incapable, destined to fail. Silence it. Replace it with the voice of resolve. Say not, I have failed, but rather, I am learning. Say not, I am weak, but rather, I am strengthening. The words you speak shape the warrior you become. No battle is won alone. Strength is not found in isolation, but in the bonds we forge. When you fall, seek counsel. Those who have walked this road before you carry wisdom. Those who stand beside you lend strength. To share your struggle is not weakness, it is strategy. The wise commander does not march into battle without allies. Neither should you navigate adversity alone. Action is the antidote to despair. When you fall, do not linger in the dust. Move, adapt, build. Every small step is defiance against defeat. Even the mightiest storms pass, but only those who keep walking will see the sun again. Honor your progress no matter how small. The effort, the courage, the sheer will to try, that is the true measure of strength. Recognize your victories, even the unseen ones. You are not defined by what you have lost, but by what you have dared to pursue. And above all, extend to yourself the same mercy you would offer a fallen friend. To stumble is human, to rise is divine. Treat yourself not with pity, but with patience. The warrior who learns from each fall becomes unstoppable. You will fail again, but you will rise again. And each time you do, you will be stronger, wiser, more unshakable than before. The world will test you, let it, for you have already decided you will not break. Chapter 10. The Sculptor's Mind. Crafting a Growth Mentality. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. You are not bound by what you were yesterday. Your mind is a forge, your potential an unshaped blade, honed only by trial, fire, and relentless effort. Do not accept the lie that your abilities are fixed, that you are either gifted or doomed to mediocrity. The moment you decide to rise above this illusion, you reclaim your power. When faced with difficulty, the weak retreat, fearing failure as if it were the end. The wise, however, see struggle as the master sculptor of greatness. Every challenge is a whetstone, every setback a lesson. If you fear failure, you have already surrendered. Instead, face it head-on and ask, what can I learn? How can this make me stronger? Let this become your battle cry. Effort is not a burden, but the path itself. The deluded believe talent should be effortless. That struggle is a sign of inadequacy. Reject this illusion. The strongest warriors, the keenest minds, the most unshakable spirits, none were born so. They were forged through relentless pursuit, unwavering discipline, and an unbreakable resolve to improve. Every hour of practice, every painful failure, every moment of resistance overcome. This is the price of mastery. Pay it gladly. Words shape reality. Beware the chains of a fixed mindset, the whispers of limitation. I am not good at this. I will never succeed. These are prisons of your own making. Replace them with strength. I am learning. I have not mastered this yet. One word transforms everything. Yet. Carry it like a weapon and let it shatter every barrier in your mind. Surround yourself with those who push you forward, who refuse to let you stagnate. Avoid the company of those who worship talent but scorn effort, who mock discipline while wallowing in mediocrity. Their beliefs are poison. Seek instead those who challenge you, who demand more of you, who remind you that growth has no ceiling. When criticism comes, do not flinch. The undisciplined see it as an attack. The wise see it as a map, marking the path to improvement. Do not shrink from harsh truths. Do not seek comfort. Seek growth. The man who embraces correction is the man who outpaces all others. Gratitude is not weakness, it is fuel. Recognize your progress, however small. Acknowledge every lesson, every step forward. This is not to make you complacent, but to remind you that motion is happening. The climb is endless, but each foothold conquered is proof of what is possible. Keep a record, not of what you lack, but of how far you have come. Let it drive you onward. And above all, show yourself the discipline of patience. Mastery is not won in a day, nor strength built in a moment. The path is long, and setbacks are certain. When you fall, do not curse yourself. Rise. When you falter, do not despair. Adjust. Growth is not a straight line, but every stumble is forward motion if you refuse to stay down. There is no final form, no perfect self to arrive at, only the next challenge, the next lesson, the next summit to climb. The only true failure is stagnation. Reject it. Keep moving. Keep learning. Keep sharpening your mind and spirit. In this, you will find freedom. In this, you will find strength. And in this, you will realize there are no limits except the ones you choose to believe in. Chapter 11. The Quiet March. Harnessing Consistency. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. The ordinary man waits for the perfect moment. The disciplined man understands that greatness is built in the unseen hours, in the relentless repetition of small actions. It is not a single moment of inspiration that shapes destiny, but the unyielding march of effort, day after day. This is the power of consistency, a force stronger than talent, sharper than motivation, and more enduring than fleeting ambition. Every great achievement is not the result of one grand effort, but of 1,000 small victories. The sculptor does not strike the marble once and reveal a masterpiece. He chisels away bit by bit until the form emerges. The warrior does not train for a day and expect mastery. He sharpens his skill in the quiet solitude of discipline. So too in all pursuits of life, it is the small, repeated actions that forge the unbreakable. Most fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack endurance. The mind craves immediate results, yet all things of worth demand time. A tree does not sprout from the earth fully grown. It is the steady growth that makes it strong. Write a mere 300 words a day, and within a year you have a book. Move your body for 15 minutes each day, and within months you are transformed. A single act may seem meaningless in the moment, but compounded over time, it becomes unstoppable. Set clear, immovable targets. The weak say, "I wish to be healthier," but the strong declare, "I will walk 30 minutes every morning." The unprepared say, "I want to save money," but the disciplined proclaim, "I will put away $100 every month." Vague intentions are the refuge of the undisciplined. Precision is the weapon of those who achieve. Routine is the armor against inconsistency. If an action must be decided each day, weakness will find its way in. But if it is woven into your daily life, it ceases to be a choice. It becomes law. If you seek knowledge, read at the same hour each day. If you desire skill, carve out the time as if it were sacred. The body may resist, the mind may waver, but habit will carry you forward when motivation fails. Hold yourself accountable. Speak your intentions aloud. Let others bear witness to your commitment. A goal shared is a promise made. If no one is there to listen, let ink and paper be your testament. Write down your progress. Measure your efforts. Track the path. That which is measured is mastered. Know this: there will be days when the weight of effort feels unbearable. The body will ache. The mind will rebel. The voice of weakness will whisper, "It does not matter." But this is the moment that defines you. You do not stop because you are tired. You do not retreat because the road is long. You take one more step. Even a step forward in agony is greater than standing still in comfort. And when you fall, as all do, rise again without hesitation. Failure is not in the stumble. It is in the refusal to continue. Perfection is an illusion, the enemy of progress. Those who demand flawless execution will never begin, and those who expect an unbroken path will abandon the journey. Every misstep, every flaw, every imperfect attempt is another stone laid upon the road to mastery. Better an imperfect effort than none at all. Patience is the companion of consistency. The world worships speed, demands instant gratification, but the wise know that the grandest structures are built brick by brick. Let others chase the mirage of overnight success. You will forge something real, something unshakable. Focus not on how far you have left to go, but on the progress made. Celebrate the battle fought, not just the war won. Guard your environment, for it shapes your destiny. Remove the distractions that weaken resolve. If you seek health, let your home reflect it. If you seek discipline, let your space be free of clutter and vice. The surroundings of a man whisper to him constantly. Ensure that they speak of his highest self. Reward yourself, but not with excess. A small victory deserves recognition, a moment to breathe before pressing forward again. Acknowledge progress, not for the sake of indulgence, but to fuel the fire of discipline. In the end, consistency is the foundation of all greatness. It is not the grand effort, but the daily march. It is not the moment of triumph, but the unseen toil that came before. The weak will falter, the impatient will quit, but those who embrace the grind, who surrender to the process, who show up every day, those are the ones who will rise, unshaken, and claim what is theirs. Chapter 12. The foundation of an unshakable self. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Strength does not come from the outside. It is forged within. True confidence is not a performance, not a mask worn for approval. It is the immovable belief in oneself, independent of the opinions of others, the rise and fall of fortune, or the fleeting applause of the crowd. A man who roots his self-worth in external validation is like a leaf tossed by the wind, but the one who builds it from within stands as a mountain, unmoved by storm or drought. So where does it begin? With self-awareness. To know oneself is to lay the first stone of true confidence. Reflect not on your deficiencies, but on your strengths. Write them down. Etch them into memory. What have you accomplished? What skills do you possess? What trials have you overcome? Too many waste their lives lamenting what they lack, blind to the arsenal of strengths already within their grasp. Recognize what you bring to the table, and the foundation of unshakable confidence is laid. But confidence is not built on mere knowledge of self. It is fortified through acceptance. You are not perfect, nor will you ever be, and that is your strength. To accept yourself wholly and without shame is to free yourself from the chains of comparison. The wise man does not strive for an impossible perfection, but for relentless progress. His flaws do not weaken him, they make him human. Own them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Next comes action. Confidence is not a gift bestowed upon the idle. It is earned through experience. Set a challenge, not one so great that it crushes you, but one just beyond your reach. Pursue it, conquer it, then another. With every small victory, your belief in yourself hardens into certainty. Skill is forged in action, and confidence is its byproduct. What was once intimidating will become effortless. The uncertain will become routine. But do not seek comfort. Seek growth. Confidence stagnates in familiarity. It thrives in the unknown. Step beyond your comfort zone. Face discomfort. Challenge your limits. The man who only walks paths he knows well will never expand his world. But the one who dares the untraveled road becomes master of his fate. Growth is uncomfortable, but so is staying weak. Choose your hardship. Silence the enemy within. The voice that whispers of inadequacy, failure, and doubt. It is a liar. Challenge it. Ask, is this true? More often than not, it is not truth, but fear, speaking. Replace its poison with the antidote of self-belief. Say, I am capable. I have overcome before, and I will again. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the will to act despite it. A strong mind requires a strong body. Care for it. Move. Strengthen yourself. Eat well. Rest. The mind and body are one. A weak body weakens resolve, while a strong one fuels it. Energy, discipline, and vitality feed confidence. Neglect yourself, and you will feel it in your spirit. Guard your circle. Surround yourself with those who uplift, not those who drain. The company you keep shapes you. Choose those who challenge, inspire, and remind you of your strength. Beware the trap of social media. Comparison is a thief that leaves only insecurity in its wake. Fix your gaze on your own path, not the illusions of others. And when failure comes, and it will, do not shrink. Failure is not the enemy, it is the teacher. Every setback carries a lesson. Study it. Adapt. Return stronger. The one who never fails is the one who never dares. Confidence is not the absence of defeat. It is the certainty that no defeat will ever break you. Know this: confidence is not a trait bestowed at birth, nor is it reserved for the chosen few. It is a skill built, tested, and strengthened over time. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small. Let action be your answer to doubt, and resilience your response to failure. Fear is not the enemy. Inaction is. Move forward, prove yourself to yourself, and become unshakable. Chapter 13. The Relentless Work Ethic. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. Do the work, not just when you feel like it, not just when it's convenient. Do it when you're tired, when you're uninspired, when no one is watching. This is the foundation of an unshakable work ethic, not bursts of effort, but the unwavering discipline to show up and execute no matter the circumstance. If your ambition is weak, your resolve will crumble at the first sign of resistance. Know why you labor. What are you chasing? What will achieving it mean for your future? Without purpose, effort is meaningless. A man who knows his why will endure anyhow. Anchor yourself to something greater than fleeting comfort. Goals are not mere wishes. They are commands to yourself. Break them down. Make them tangible. You don't build an empire in a day. You lay brick upon brick without hesitation. If you wish to master a craft, carve out time each day. If you seek wealth, construct your strategy and execute relentlessly. Progress compounds, but only for those who refuse to stop. Consistency is the weapon of the unstoppable. It is not talent, not luck. It is the discipline to act daily without excuse. The world does not reward occasional greatness. It bows to those who persist. The musician who plays every day surpasses the one who waits for inspiration. The warrior who trains, rain or shine, is the one who stands victorious. Show up. Do the work. Repeat. Weak men flee from effort. The strong embrace it. Hard work is not a punishment. It is the crucible in which strength is forged. Do not lament the struggle. Lean into it. When the weight feels unbearable, remind yourself, this is the price of greatness. Pay it gladly. Each sacrifice carves you into someone capable of more. Time is the one currency you can never earn back. Waste it, and you rob yourself of your own potential. Guard it ruthlessly. Structure your days with precision. Prioritize what matters. Focus deeply. Scattered effort leads to scattered results. Eliminate distractions. Cut away the unnecessary and direct your energy where it counts. Hold yourself to a standard higher than the world requires. Make commitments and honor them. Find a mentor, an ally, or a rival, someone who will challenge you and hold you accountable. The world does not owe you discipline. You must demand it of yourself. Those who drift are forgotten. Those who commit are remembered. You will fall. You will fail. This is certain. What matters is what comes next. Weakness is not in failing, it is in surrendering. Learn, adapt, strike again. Obstacles are not barriers, they are tests. Each hardship endured adds another layer to your armor. Those who endure, rise. Those who quit, vanish. Your mind is your battlefield. If you allow negativity to take root, it will poison your efforts. Banish doubt. See problems as puzzles to be solved, not weights to be carried. You are in control of your own perspective. Wield it wisely. A mind hardened against despair is a mind that cannot be defeated. Discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline remains. Train yourself to act regardless of mood. The alarm rings. Get up. The work awaits. Begin. When you commit to action without debate, you become unstoppable. The man who obeys his own commands controls his fate. Acknowledge progress, but never grow complacent. Reflect on how far you've come and use that momentum to push further. The journey does not end. It evolves. Every step taken is proof of your resolve, a testament to your unbreakable will. Greatness is not given. It is earned. It is the reward for those who refuse to falter, who embrace hardship, who show up when others rest. Build yourself into someone who cannot be moved, someone who commands respect, not through words, but through action. This is the code of relentless discipline. Live by it, and nothing will stand in your way. Chapter 14. The Gift of Gratitude. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus. Do not keep your gratitude locked inside. Let it be known. Speak it, write it, show it. A word of thanks to a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger strengthens bonds that might one day save you. No man stands alone. Recognizing the hands that have lifted you will remind you of the power of connection, and when you express gratitude, you command your focus toward abundance rather than lack. In chaos, the mind seeks refuge. Most take shelter in worry, in frustration, in anger, but you choose gratitude. Even in suffering, there is something to acknowledge. The breath in your chest, the will to endure, the opportunity to fight another day. Shift your focus, and you shift your strength. The world will not spare you hardships, but gratitude will make you immune to their destruction. This is not sentimentality, it is science. A mind conditioned to seek the good will find more of it. The brain, like a muscle, strengthens what it is trained to repeat. The more you practice gratitude, the more naturally it will arise. In time, it ceases to be a practice and becomes a way of being. You will not need to seek reasons to be grateful. They will present themselves to you. Yet, the greatest betrayal is to reserve gratitude only for what is external. Extend it to yourself. You have fought battles unseen. You have endured nights that tried to break you. You have risen again and again. Recognize that. Give thanks to the warrior within. The world may not always acknowledge your victories, but you must. A man who is at war with himself can never find peace. Stop chasing the future or mourning the past. Look now, right now. There is beauty here if you have the eyes to see it. A moment of silence, the weight of your body against the earth, the wind through your hair. Small things? No, they are everything. And to recognize them is to unlock a level of contentment that no misfortune can steal from you. Gratitude does not make you weak. It does not make you complacent. It makes you powerful. It allows you to see not just what is missing, but what is present. It turns every challenge into an opportunity, every loss into a lesson, every day into a gift. When you wield it with intention, no circumstance can break you. Do not wait. Begin now. Gratitude is not an act, it is a way of life. And when you master it, you will see. The world has already given you far more than you ever realized. Chapter 15. The Razor's Edge. Mastering Focus. Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Marcus Aurelius. In a world where distraction reigns, your ability to focus is the weapon that separates the strong from the weak. Those who master it bend time to their will, carving out empires of achievement while others drown in the noise. Most men drift, pulled in every direction by meaningless tasks, seduced by the trivial, enslaved by their own scattered thoughts. But not you, not anymore. To command your focus, you must first command your priorities. If you do not decide what matters, the world will decide for you, and the world does not have your best interests at heart. Strip away the unnecessary. Identify the 3 pillars of your life that demand your energy. If a task does not serve these, cast it into the fire. Focus is not merely choosing what to do, it is having the discipline to reject everything else. Guard your time like a fortress under siege. The battlefield is littered with distractions, notifications, idle chatter, digital indulgences designed to siphon your attention. Cut them down. Turn off the noise. Structure your environment to serve you, not enslave you. A chaotic workspace breeds a chaotic mind. A fortress of order sharpens your resolve. The undisciplined man works reactively, his day dictated by impulse. The disciplined man works with intention, carving out time for deep, uninterrupted labor. Take the first hours of your day and devote them to your highest pursuits. Treat them as sacred, a ritual of creation and execution. Time blocking, the Pomodoro technique, or any structured method, these are the tools of warriors, not the shackles of the timid. Yet even the strongest mind wavers. Focus will falter. When it does, do not entertain frustration. Simply return. The mind, like the body, is trained through repetition. Let each moment of distraction serve as another rep, another opportunity to fortify your will. When your mind wanders, bring it back with force. Command it, discipline it. Know your energy as a general knows his troops. Do not send them into battle at the wrong hour. Your mind has peak moments of clarity. Use them for your greatest work. When your energy wanes, turn to lesser tasks. Work in harmony with your own nature instead of fighting against it. The fool labors mindlessly. The wise man strategizes. Beware the illusion of multitasking. It is a lie whispered to the weak. To divide your attention is to weaken it. The sharpest blade cuts clean. A scattered mind dulls its own edge. Engage with one task at a time. Execute it with precision, then move to the next. Rest is not indulgence, it is strategy. No warrior fights without pause. To work endlessly is to invite decay. Step away, breathe, stretch, return stronger. Breaks are not weakness. They are the sharpening of the blade before the next strike. Draw the line between labor and leisure with unwavering clarity. If you blur the boundary, you will never be fully present in either. When you work, work. When you rest, rest. Do not allow the ghosts of unfinished tasks to haunt your mind in your moments of peace. They have their time, and you will return to them sharpened, not eroded. Finally, mark your victories. Each task completed is another step forward, another strike against mediocrity. Acknowledge your progress, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of a man who knows he is advancing. Success is built on momentum. Fuel it with recognition of your own discipline. Focus is not a trick nor a gift. It is forged through battle, tempered through discipline, sharpened through intention. Master it, and you master yourself. And he who masters himself, he masters the world. Chapter 16. The Mirror of the Soul, the Power of Reflection. No man was ever wise by chance. Seneca. Cease drifting through life without direction. The unexamined mind is a prison of ignorance, and only through reflection do you forge the key to freedom. If you fail to look inward, you surrender control to the forces of habit, impulse, and distraction. Self-reflection is the discipline of the strong, the weapon of the wise. It sharpens the mind, aligns the soul, and strengthens the will. Do not mistake mere existence for living. Without deliberate thought, you are a leaf in the wind, tossed, turned, and carried wherever chance dictates. Set aside time each day to confront yourself. Ask, did I act with honor? Did I waste time on the trivial? Did I uphold my principles? Growth is impossible without awareness, and awareness comes only to those who seek it. A man who does not reflect on his path stumbles blindly. Do not wait for life to teach you through suffering what you could have learned through contemplation. Take account of your failures. Study them without fear, but without despair. A misstep is not ruin, it is instruction. Ask yourself, what error did I commit? What weakness did I reveal? How will I be stronger tomorrow? Those who flee from their mistakes remain slaves to them. Write, not for the world, but for yourself. Thought made visible on the page becomes a mirror, revealing what the mind alone cannot see. Do not write to flatter yourself. Write to unearth the truth. Record your victories, your regrets, your doubts, your lessons. In time, these pages will chart the evolution of your mind, proof of your progress, a testament to your discipline. Examine your goals with a ruthless eye. Are they truly yours, or have they been placed upon you by others? Do you labor for what is meaningful, or are you enslaved to the urgent but trivial? Align your actions with your purpose, lest you reach the end of your days and find that you have spent them in vain. Reflect not only on hardship, but also on strength. Do not let your gaze rest solely on failure, for in doing so, you neglect your triumphs. What have you endured? What have you overcome? Acknowledge your growth, your resilience. Strength recognized is strength multiplied. Mindfulness is the guardian at the gate of wisdom. Be present. Observe your thoughts without indulgence or condemnation. Recognize the patterns that bind you, anger that clouds judgment, fear that breeds hesitation, comfort that dulls ambition. Awareness precedes mastery. Without it, you are a servant to forces unseen. Seek the perspective of others, but remain the ruler of your own mind. A wise man listens to criticism, but he does not live by the words of others. Invite counsel, but do not surrender your judgment. True self-knowledge is born from within, not handed down by another. Be neither cruel nor lenient in your self-examination. The blade that is too harsh shatters. The one that is too dull fails to cut. Do not wallow in your shortcomings, but do not excuse them. View your faults not as shackles, but as forges, fire that tempers steel. Gratitude is a pillar of wisdom. Reflect on what is good, for the mind that dwells on abundance is a mind fortified against despair. You are alive. You have strength. You have the power to change. Recognize this, and you will never be powerless. Envision the self you wish to become, then take action to close the distance. Reflection without action is a wasted flame, heat without light. See your path clearly, then walk it with unwavering resolve. Look backward only to learn, never to linger. The past is a lesson, the future is yours to command. Master the art of self-reflection, and you will master yourself. Master yourself, and you will master life. Chapter 17. The Silent Strength, Patience as Power. Time heals what reason cannot. Seneca. Without it, you crumble at the first sign of difficulty. With it, you become unstoppable. Patience is not passive. It is not weakness. It is a weapon, a force, a discipline that forges kings and commanders. It is the ability to endure frustration without surrendering, to move forward with unwavering resolve, to resist the urge for quick fixes that offer nothing but fleeting rewards. The weak seek shortcuts, the strong stay the course. Understand this: mastery is a slow process. Any pursuit worth your time, building a legacy, sharpening a skill, forging an iron mind, demands patience. Growth is invisible at first, frustratingly slow, often painful, but every step, no matter how small, compounds. Ignore this truth, and you will abandon your path before the harvest comes. Accept it, and you will outlast those who quit. To develop patience, first, set your expectations correctly. The world deceives you into believing that success is immediate. It is not. Every towering fortress was once a single brick. Every warrior was once weak. Every empire began as dust. Break your ambitions into smaller conquests. Conquer them one by one. Celebrate each victory, no matter how small, for it signals progress. If you seek to run a marathon, first conquer a mile, then another, then another. Next, embrace setbacks as teachers, not as enemies. The impatient collapse at the first sign of resistance. The wise see struggle as refinement. When you face failure, do not ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Ask instead, "What must I learn? How do I become stronger from this?" There is no growth without hardship, no wisdom without wounds. Your ability to endure determines your ability to rise. Discipline and patience walk hand in hand. The weak seek instant gratification. They abandon their path for the comfort of ease. But the disciplined know that sacrifice today creates triumph tomorrow. Impulse destroys, restraint builds. Choose which path you walk. Control your emotions. Frustration, stress, and urgency are poisons to patience. When you feel them rising, pause, breathe, reflect on how far you have come, rather than how far you have left to go. The tree does not grow faster because you demand it to. It grows because it is nourished. Your goals are the same. Trust the process. The greatest rewards do not appear overnight, but they are inevitable for those who refuse to yield. Impatience leads to mistakes, to burnout, to despair. Patience, however, brings clarity, endurance, and ultimately victory. Do not dig up the seed before it has the chance to become a tree. Water it. Give it light. Trust. Gratitude strengthens patience. Shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Recognize the lessons, the opportunities, and the gifts already in your possession. The impatient curse the waiting. The wise see it as preparation. Surround yourself with those who remind you of your progress, who reinforce your mission, who demand excellence from you. A lone warrior tires quickly, but those who walk alongside the strong endure the journey. Seek mentors, allies, and kindred spirits who elevate your vision, not those who weaken your resolve. Above all, remember, patience is not learned in an instant. It is a practice, a discipline, a path. Walk it daily. Expect trials, expect delays, but also expect triumph, because those who endure with wisdom and strength are the ones who shape history. Everything great takes time. The question is, do you have the patience to claim it? Chapter 18. The Wisdom of Many. Learning from Others. He who follows another not only discovers something new, but also finds a guide for life. Seneca. No one rises alone. Every great mind, every indomitable spirit has drawn strength from the wisdom of others. To reject this is to choose ignorance. The world is your teacher, if you are willing to listen. The fool believes he has nothing left to learn. The wise man knows every person is a lesson waiting to be discovered. To learn, you must first humble yourself. However vast your knowledge, it is but a grain of sand compared to the boundless ocean of human experience. Every person you meet possesses a vantage point you do not. Some will teach through their triumphs, others through their failures. If you are wise, you will study both. A mentor is a beacon in the storm, someone who has walked the road before you, who has stumbled so that you might not. Seek them. Absorb their words, not with blind obedience, but with discernment. Ask questions that cut through the surface. A single piece of guidance, rightly applied, can spare you years of wasted effort. Yet do not limit your learning to direct instruction. The world has left its footprints in books, in speeches, in the stories of those who have shaped history. Read voraciously. Study the minds of the great and the fallen alike. Ask, what patterns emerge? What habits forge success? What weaknesses invite ruin? The answers are there for those who would see them. Wisdom is not confined to the elite or the celebrated. A beggar may know more of perseverance than a king. A stranger may utter a single truth that alters your path forever. Keep your eyes open. Watch how the strong move through adversity, how the cunning turn obstacles into stepping stones. Observe the patient, the fearless, the disciplined. Borrow from their playbook and refine your own. To learn is also to teach. Knowledge hoarded serves no one, least of all yourself. When you share what you know, you sharpen your own understanding and ignite the fire of growth in others. A mind that gives is a mind that expands. Do not fear correction. The weak man recoils from criticism. The strong man welcomes it, knowing that every flaw revealed is a chance to improve. Let feedback be your mirror. It will show you your blind spots, and if you are wise, you will correct them. Surround yourself with those who challenge you. The company you keep will shape your thoughts, your habits, your destiny. Seek those who push you to be better, not those who validate your stagnation. Iron sharpens iron. The mind that is never tested is the mind that rusts. Most importantly, recognize that learning is endless. The moment you believe you have arrived, you have already begun to decay. Stay hungry, stay humble, stay relentless. Every man dies, but not every man grows. Choose to be among the few. Chapter 19. The Fortress Within. Cultivating Inner Peace. You have within you a peace that nothing can disturb. Marcus Aurelius. True power is not found in conquest, wealth, or fleeting applause. It is forged in the quiet dominion of your own mind. The world thrashes, uncertain and chaotic, but the one who cultivates inner stillness stands unmoved, seeing clearly, acting with purpose, and walking unburdened. It is not about escaping adversity, but mastering yourself within it. If you are ruled by fear, resentment, or the need to control, you are not free. But if you command your mind, nothing can enslave you. Begin with self-acceptance. The war within you ends the moment you stop resisting who you are. Cease the endless battle against your imperfections. Embrace them, for they shape your strength. The one who despises himself will never know peace. Recognize that you are a work in progress, not a broken thing to be fixed. Treat yourself with the same unwavering kindness you would extend to a friend in distress. There is no wisdom in self-cruelty. Release what is beyond your command. Many exhaust their spirit clinging to what they cannot change. Other people's actions, the shifting winds of fate, the opinions of those who do not walk your path. This is foolishness. Direct your focus to what is yours to govern. Your thoughts, your choices, your responses. In this lies your freedom. Let go, and you will know tranquility. Master the present moment. The restless mind wanders between regret and worry, poisoning itself with the past and the future. But the one who anchors himself in the present, fully alive, fully aware, knows peace. Train yourself in mindfulness. Breathe. Observe without judgment. Move with intention. A mind that learns to dwell in the now is a mind that is unshaken. Even a few minutes of such practice each day fortifies the soul. Cultivate gratitude. The mind is easily ensnared by what it lacks, blind to what it possesses. Shift your gaze. Acknowledge what is good, however small, and you will find abundance where before you saw only scarcity. Each morning, each night, take note of 3 things that fill you with gratitude. This is not weakness, it is the discipline of a mind that refuses to be ruled by discontent. Simplify. Complexity breeds disorder, a cluttered mind, a chaotic life, a spirit weighed down by excess. These are enemies of peace. Strip away what does not serve you. Cleanse your space, free your mind from noise, sever ties to obligations that drain your essence. Focus only on what matters. Clarity follows simplicity, strength follows clarity. Forgive, not for others, but for yourself. The one who clutches resentment poisons his own soul. Release it. To forgive is not to excuse, nor to forget. It is to refuse to let past wounds shackle you. Do not allow another's actions to imprison you in bitterness. The past is ash. Let it scatter in the wind. Guard your energy. Not all who approach you come with good intent. Learn to say no without guilt, to set boundaries without apology. A fortress unguarded is a fortress lost. Protect your peace as you would protect your life, for it is the foundation of your strength. Return to nature. The noise of the world drowns the voice of wisdom. Step outside. Feel the earth beneath your feet, the wind upon your skin, the vastness of the sky. Let the stillness of nature teach you how to be still. In its quiet grandeur, you will remember what truly matters. Seek something greater than yourself. Whether through prayer, meditation, or deep reflection, connect with that which transcends you. Meaning is the anchor of the soul. A mind that sees only itself becomes a prison. A mind that touches the infinite is free. Understand this. Inner peace is not a destination, but a discipline. You will be tested. You will falter. That does not matter. What matters is that you return, again and again, to the path of stillness. A calm mind is an indomitable mind. The one who rules himself cannot be ruled by anything. Let others chase illusions, power, wealth, fleeting admiration. You instead cultivate the fortress within. And when the storms come, you will not be shaken. This is the true strength. This is the path to mastery. Walk it. Chapter 20. The Flame That Never Dies. Harnessing Resilience. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. Seneca. Life owes you nothing. It will test you, break you, and watch impassively to see if you rise or remain shattered. Hardship is not an exception, it is the rule. The only question that matters is this: will you conquer, or will you kneel? Weakness does not announce itself. It is exposed. When the storm comes, it does not ask if you are ready. It does not care. You will either hold the line or collapse. Resilience is not survival. It is dominance. It is the warrior standing firm as the tempest rages, knowing he will not falter. You do not evade suffering. You march into it unflinching and emerge sharpened. The enemy is not your suffering, it is your perception of it. The weak demand comfort. They whimper, "Why me?" The strong ask, "How does this serve me?" Hardship is neither curse nor punishment, it is instruction. Every failure, a lesson. Every obstacle, a challenge. The battlefield is won or lost in the mind long before the body moves. Pain is not the adversary. Fear is not the adversary. Your reaction to them is. Reframe suffering, and you will transform it. See not the burden, but the sharpening stone. And what is honed by fire becomes unbreakable. A man without purpose is a man already conquered. He is adrift, waiting for the world to break him. But the man who has tethered himself to a mission cannot be moved. When the storm rises, he does not question if he will continue. He knows that he must. His purpose outweighs his suffering. What force drives you? What cause would you die for? Anchor yourself to it, and no hardship will unseat you. A man bound to his purpose cannot be broken. Rage will call for blood. Despair will whisper surrender. But he who commands himself commands his fate. You may feel the pull of weakness. Acknowledge it, but never obey it. The disciplined mind is the sovereign mind. It does not waver. It does not break. When hardship grips you, breathe. Stand tall. Observe your emotions as a general surveys a battlefield. Let others flail in the storm. You will be the immovable force within it. The lone wolf is a myth. The wise warrior does not stand alone. He surrounds himself with those who sharpen him. Weak men fear challenge. Strong men seek it. Surround yourself with the tested, the disciplined, the relentless. Cut loose the anchors of mediocrity. Strength is not rigidity. The rigid tree snaps in the wind, but the one that bends endures. Do not cling to a single course. When the path is lost, carve a new one. Adapt, rebuild, move always forward. You do not wield a dull sword in battle. Your body and mind are your weapons. Neglect them, and they will fail you in your hour of need. Strengthen yourself daily. Harden your body. Discipline your mind. A weak vessel houses a weak spirit, and weakness invites defeat. Move, train, refine yourself relentlessly. The greater your endurance, the greater your dominion over life. Master yourself, and you master all. The struggle is not your enemy. It is your proving ground. Every failure is a furnace, every setback a chisel. The world does not break the unbreakable, it only reveals them. Do not curse adversity, seize it, command it. Make it your servant, and you will stand among the unshaken. You were not made to endure, you were made to conquer. Now rise. To those who have walked this path with me, you have reached the final words of this book, but not the end of your journey. If you have absorbed these teachings, If you have tested them in the forge of your own life, then you understand. Mental fortitude is not a destination, but a discipline, a blade that must be sharpened each day. The trials of life will not cease. The winds of fortune will shift. The road ahead will not grow easier. But you, if you have truly embraced this work, will stand taller, stronger, unmoved by fate, yet ever adaptable. Like the Stoics of old, you will know that mastery is not found in what happens to us, but in how we meet it. Do not let this be the end of your learning. Return to these words in moments of hardship. Read again when doubt creeps in. But most of all, live these teachings. A lesson understood is meaningless if it is not applied. And when you have strengthened yourself, extend your hand to another. Share your reflections in the comments below. Your insights may be the spark that ignites someone else's growth. If this book has served you, like this work so that others may find it. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the next lesson. Remember, your mind is the last fortress. Guard it well, and no storm shall break you. The path continues. Walk it with courage.